scale of our planet's problem is too great to be solved without an integrated approach of science and spirituality.
Okay, unless you are going to build some value to other people and more importantly to society, even a dog on the street is not going to respect you. That was the first lesson.
When you serve people selflessly, you may not get much outer fruits, but you get tremendous amount of inner fruits. That is why we serve.
Yeah, are you able to hear me? Yes, great. నేను కాలేజ్లోనే సెమినార్ అటెండ్ అయ్యేవాడిని కాదు, అటెండ్ ఇస్తే కానీ. సో నన్ను పిలిచి సెమినార్ ఇవ్వమంటే నాకు భయం వేస్తుంది. అంతకంటే ముందు ఇస్రో చైర్మన్ చేత మాట్లాడించి మళ్ళీ వివేకానంద స్పీచ్ ఇప్పించేసి తర్వాత మాట్లాడండి అంటే ఇంకేం మాట్లాడతాను నేను. Anyways, there are very few places in our country where we can speak the truth. Okay, very few places. In our house we cannot speak the truth. We will talk of it in a few minutes. In our college we definitely can't speak the truth. If you so unfortunately or fortunately today I got the stage. Okay, there is no principal for me, no lecturer for me, no attendance, no percentage. Finally the moment to speak the truth. And if anyone is upset, please remember Vivekananda told me to speak the truth. Swami Vivekananda told me to speak the truth. Okay. So let me start with the fundamental truths. I'll tell you 3 simple stories, not more than that. At any point if you are bored you can feel free to stop me. Unless you stop me I'll continue. Okay, so the first point in the 10th class was, the first truth came in 10th class where I told my father that dad, నేను ఎలాగన్నా కష్టపడి స్టేట్ ఫస్ట్ వస్తాను 10th క్లాస్లో. రిజల్ట్స్ వచ్చాయి, స్టేట్ ఫస్ట్ కింద నుంచి వచ్చా. సోషల్లో 1 మార్కుతో పాస్. ఫండమెంటల్ ట్రూత్ ఆఫ్ లైఫ్, హ్యాండ్ రైటింగ్ ప్లేస్ అన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ రోల్. కమ్యూనికేషన్, క్యారెక్టర్ అంతా పక్కన, ముందు హ్యాండ్ రైటింగ్. So I passed social by 1 mark. When I saw my marks, my mother was shocked. My father started to laugh. I started to cry. My sister did not come out of the house because she did not want to call me as her brother. So come the biggest decision of life, intermediate. So there were multiple choices, MPC, BIPC, HEC, CEC and all. So this is the way we make decision, unfortunately, in our country. Look at how we make decisions. The ISRO chairman spoke of how he makes decision in ISRO. But I will tell you how we make decisions in house. MPC, BIPC, CEC, HEC. Unfortunately, I am a South Indian vegetarian. I cannot cut cockroach or I cannot draw. Therefore, no BIPC. CEC తీసుకుంటే పెళ్లి కాదని ఎవరో అన్నారు. ఓకే, HEC సోషల్ 1 మార్కుతో పాస్, ఇంకేం తీసుకుంటా. సో వాట్ వాజ్ లెఫ్ట్? యా, సో ఐ టుక్ MPC. శ్రీ చైతన్య నారాయణ ఉంగపెట్టి కొడితే I secured 942nd rank in MSET. With story starts now. Okay, with state first rank in handicapped reservation category. State first rank నాకు వచ్చేసిందంటే my mother did tom in the entire colony. My mom said మా అబ్బాయికి state first rank వచ్చేసింది, 942nd rank. Which college I wanted to take? I wanted to take Usmania University Computer Science. Again, look at how we make decisions. Why Usmania University? Very close to house. Okay. There was a girl who asked, what took you to ISRO? I don't know what takes people to ISRO and all, but I will tell you what takes me to Usmania University. It is very close to house. Okay, computer science because you can play games. So, first counseling, picture light. Who will go? I have reservation counseling. Now, anyone watched this movie called Inception? Yeah, it's a Christopher Nolan movie long back. In that movie, he kind of has a concept called dream within dream. Our government implemented that concept long back. It had something called reservation within reservation. Okay. I was physically handicapped OC. Reservation was for, I'm sorry if you are upset, I don't care, I am on stage, you are on ground, remember. Reservation is for physically handicapped BC A, B, C, D, SC A, B, C, D, ST A, B. I didn't know people have alphabets. So when I went to second counseling and I stood in front of the counselor to take a seat, there was no seat, no Usmania University. My father was standing beside me. I was very, very nervous. Here I am, state first in the category, but I don't have seat. I said, uncle, seat leda. He was like, uncle, my whole life is at stake and he's worried about relationship status. Okay. You will see how this will affect my life as you go forward. So I asked him, uncle, sorry sir, where is the Usmania University seat? It is not there means not there. Be careful of how to speak with government officials. This is the second course they must do at Ramakrishna Math. Okay, how to speak with government officials. Let's look at this. So I told him, sir, seat not there, maybe computer na atla oopute padtademo seat. And he said, time ledu, if you want take, otherwise go. So I looked at my father. My father is a very innocent man. Whatever I said, he trusted until some point. Okay, so I told my father, Nana, I will do long term. So we went home. Now in every life, there is a villain. In every life, there is a villain. I had a villain in my apartment. She was called the auntie. That day when I returned home, as soon as I got into the apartment, got into the lift and the lift was going up, I heard a voice, Sai. And I was like, yeah. Seat తీసుకున్నావా? Seat తీసుకోలేదు. అయ్యా సీటు రాలేదా? సీటు తీసుకోలేదు. అయ్యా ఎందుకు రాలేదు? I don't think you are getting the point. Okay. In days where there was no Orkut, no Facebook, no Gmail, no Twitter, this auntie followed my life. Okay. She put one status message. 15 aunties liked it. 20 aunties commented on it. 30 aunties shared it. Next day morning when I opened the door, 2 aunties were waiting outside. Sai, seat raledanta gada. Those days I don't know bad words, so cannot use. I closed the door, tears coming, but boys don't cry, or at least boys don't cry openly. In a room we cry. Okay. So I went to my father and I told him, Nana, long term kaadu gada, 1 second kuda na valla kaadu. Let us go to third counseling. And my father, again an innocent man, although he scolded me, he said, "Nu intlane a decision teeskovu, oka stability of mind undadu." He scolded me, but we went to third counseling. Big problem now. Which college to take? As soon as I was born, I said, "Mummy, Daddy, Usmania." Okay, now I don't know which college to take. Now in the most critical decisions of your life, involve your dad, because later he can't blame you. Okay. That is a fundamental reason. Now that day at the counseling center, I took my dad and I saw a girl cry in the counseling center. Behind every successful man, there is a woman. Okay, now I come from a very religious school in Puttaparthi. Intermediate was an all-boys college, so suddenly girl crying and all, something happens, you all must know. So I was like, what happened? And then I overheard, and the girl said, Ajja Nana, CBIT lo seat laipotunnai. Logic comes. Oh, CBIT lo seat laipote ammayilu edustara. Ante CBIT manchi college. Okay, I look at my father and I tell him, Nana, college decided. This is the actual truth that happens. In your life also it must have happened. Okay, except that they would have given you a brochure and said pick whatever you want. Okay, so I go into the counseling center. There was a girl, her dad, myself, my dad, another guy, another dad. Like India-Pakistan match, there was a tension. Okay, 3 seats left. we three people sitting here. Now, what are the, so as soon as I told you of a villain in life, there is a person in your life whom you don't know whether he is a friend or a villain. After your entire life has become dash, you will get to know. So that particular moment, when I went ahead and was sitting in the counseling center, from the behind someone tapped me and he said, Mama. Evadu veedu. When did I become his mama? I have no relation whatsoever. I look at him and he says, which college are you taking seat? Now in our culture, the biggest problem is when we don't know something, we never say we don't know. Okay. Ramakrishna matitla bol, seedha bo. Seedha bote em ostadi, evarnana adugu. We never say I don't know. Okay, so when that guy asked, which college are you taking seat, I asked him back, which college are you taking seat? He said CBIT, I said CBIT. He said, ask the girl. I tapped uncle and he said, uncle, and he looked at me very angrily and I said, sorry. So the girl went, she took the seat, I went, took the seat, he came, took the seat. As soon as he took the seat, he came running towards me. Mama, manam, same college. Now, which branch did we take? I took triple E. Why took triple E? Some idiot, I don't know who told. This idiot I have to find out. He is somewhere there in Telangana or Andhra Pradesh. He said ECE has lot of scope. ECE has lot of scope. Okay. ECE seat and triple E means very, very close to ECE. Mechanical, they said evergreen. Civil, I don't know drawing. What are you talking? Okay, so took triple E. As soon as the friend came to me and he said, Mama, do you know where college is? I said, I thought you know. And he said, I thought you know. And he said, that's okay, we will go. That evening from Lakdi Ka Pool we started. We took a bus to go to CBIT. Rain came, sunshine came, rainbow also came. Vasavi college came. CBIT did not come. At the end of the whole thing, I was depressed. My friend was like, Muttam Jeevitam bus lane gadichipoyetattundi kada. Idi engineer faculty ni bus lane nincho pedthe ayipotadi kada. So as soon as I got down, I was depressed because this was freaking 20 kilometers away from Lakdi Ka Pool. Lakdi Ka Pool itself was 30 kilometers away from ECIL. So this is on-site or America. That evening I was depressed. I got down. My friend was excited. He said, college ki inni building lenduku? Ma intermediate la okate building. Cheppale? Maak chadu rale. I said, prati branch ko oka building emo ra. And he said, nu intelligent ra. And at that point, he introduced, my name is Avinash, you can call me Avi. I said, my name is Sai, you can call me Sai. We went back home. That evening, old villain re-enters. Sai, ra. Seat తీసుకున్నావా? తీసుకున్నా. ఎక్కడ? CBIT. ఎక్కడుంది? ఎక్కడో ఉంది. ఎక్కడుందో తెలియదు. And she said, అయ్యా అంత దూరం ఎలా పోతావు? బస్ ఎక్కగలుగుతావా? నీ వల్ల అవుతుందా? స్టేటస్ పుట్, comments put, status shared. And when the society rags, there are only two people who will come down to save you. Any guesses? Parents. And within parental love, there are two kinds of love, mom's love, dad's love. Mom's love is like వర్షంలో తడిసొస్తే ఏ వర్షం కొంచెంసేపు ఆగలేదా, ఇప్పుడే పడాలా. డాడ్స్ లవ్ ఈజ్ లైక్ ఏ వీడు ఆగి రాలేడా. So when that auntie was ragging me, my mom came out and she said, మేము ఇల్లు మారుస్తాంలే. I was shocked. I went inside. My father was shocked. My father asked my mother, normally he is a very Gandhi person. Today one Bhagat Singh came out. He asked who made that decision. నీకు నువ్వుగా డెసిషన్ తీసుకుంటా. Dad scolds mom cries. When mom cries, sister cries. When sister cries, dad gets angry. And when dad gets angry, he scolds more. So that was a cyclic effect. So far, I have not done anything wrong. I only got a rank. Remember, I did not even do anything wrong. I only got a rank, and in my sister's view, I am the ultimate villain of life. Like Kamal Hassan, Uttama villain. I was. So we make a shift. We find a house in Langar. We found a house near Langar house. We make the move. My dad buys me a scooty, attaches 2 side wheels to it. He buys me a computer. We go. First day of college, subject starts. Engineering, drawing. అది రాకనే కదా ఎంపీసీ తీసుకుంది. Lecturer started with H1B pencil, H2B pencil. One girl entered the class with a very big box in her hand. My friend asked, pencil box anta peddaga endukura? అది పెన్సిల్ బాక్స్ కాదురా, చార్ట్ బాక్స్. చార్ట్ కూడా బాక్సా? Lecturer meanwhile was continuing. My friend wanted to be Rancho. He lifted his hand. Sir, what is the difference between H1B, H2B? Sir said, good doubt. One draws light, another draws dark. So he asked, sir, if I put less pressure, more pressure on the same pencil, is it okay? You all clapped. Our class laughed. I laughed. Lecturer did not laugh. He said, get out. I did not know what. In the entire intermediate, nobody says get out. Remember? If anything, they will punish you with 2 more hours of classes. So first day of college, they sent me out means I was shocked. So next day college, again we came. Sir was like top view, front view, side view and all. My friend was like, okka view geesi pai nunchi kinda nunchi side nunchi chuste saripoda. I laughed again. Okay, this time the lecturer did not catch. Now something funny happened in between. Now in intermediate, if you get 1 mark less in maths, 1 mark less, people cry out of 75. 74, 70, ఆ ఒక్క మార్క్ ఎక్కడ పోయిందిరా? In engineering, if you pass by 1 mark, you will cry. Like, amma. God is there. Now, the table in my class was taller than me. So therefore, I could not draw in the class. At home, I did not how to draw. Did not know. So did not draw at home. So my chart was pure white, representing world peace. So one fine day, the lecturer came down and he said, today I am going to do inspection of how many people have drawn how much. Big problem. Big problem because my chart is... Now, no offense to any girls here, but at least in my class, there were 3 kinds of girls. One was Saraswati type. Whatever is written on the board, as it is, Xerox. As it is. The lecturer by mistake goes like this, she will go like this. Amma, adi tappu. Okay. Second type of person, she will come, she will go like a TV ad. Okay, you'll just keep seeing the ad. You'll come back and see how it will all tie up. So the lecturer came. The girl in front of me had drawn classwork, done homework, and she has doubts. We also had doubts. What is top view, front view and all that. So the lecturer sees her work and he says, ideal student, Saraswati Putrika. I am shivering because my chart is pure white. Biggest comfortable factor is my friend did not know there is chart also. So I look at him and he said, "Arey, ఏం చేయాలి?" He said, "బర్త్డే అని చెప్పు, తక్కువ తిడతాడు." కానీ అది నా బర్త్డే కాదు కదా ఈరోజు, అది నువ్వు డిసైడ్ చేసుకో. So when the lecturer was coming towards me, I did not know what to do. I took the eraser, I started erasing the white sheet. And then he came to me and he asked, what are you doing? I said, sir, తప్పైపోయింది. అందుకే లెక్చరర్ నువ్వే తప్పు, నువ్వు చేసేది ఇంకో తప్ప. And he started scolding left, right and center. I did not know there were so many bad words. Okay. In between, when he was scolding, one voice came from behind. Happy birthday, Sai. I looked at behind and I asked, lecturer asked, is it your birthday? I said, no, sir. And that was it. He went to that guy. He said, నువ్వెవరు, నీ చార్ట్ ఏది, అసలు పెన్సిల్ ఎక్కడుంది? And he started, both of us he scolded and said, శూర్పణఖ పుత్రులారా, get out. My friend, technically తప్పైన తిట్టు. శూర్పణఖ never had any kids. And he went out happily, and that was the point I got angry and he said, రే ఫెయిల్ అయిపోతాం, సబ్జెక్ట్ అనిపోతుంది, ఏమన్నా చేయాలి. And he said, yeah, we have to do something. Here comes the second problem, finances. My father works for Indian Railways, his father works for bus department. Together we owned the transportation system of the country. Okay. So if we have to take additional tuition, imagine we can't have money and all. So I went to my father, I said, Nana, tuition పోవాలి, డబ్బులు కావాలి. And he said, ఎందుకు కాలేజీలో చెప్తలేరా? కాలేజీలో చెప్పేవాళ్ళు సరిగ్గా చెప్పట్లేదు. అయితే నేను వచ్చి ప్రిన్సిపల్తో మాట్లాడతా. దిస్ ఈజ్ నాట్ భారతీయ విద్యాభవన్. దిస్ ఈజ్ చైతన్య భారతి ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఆఫ్ టెక్నాలజీ. యూ డోంట్ గో టు అ ప్రిన్సిపల్ అండ్ సే దే ఆర్ నాట్ టీచింగ్ వెల్. సో గివ్ మీ ద మనీ. He got angry, I got angry, we both fought. He scolded me, I cried. Mom came to rescue. Sister saw this. You are now certified item. Okay, next day morning I go to college, very worried, and that guy comes and he says, workout avvaledra ma intlo kuda. So then he says, idea. Whenever a friend says idea, be careful. We will look at it. I asked what was the idea. He said, ఆ అమ్మాయిని మనకు నేర్పించమని అడుగుదాం. Those days there was no internet language. If there was internet language, I would have said lol. ఆమె ఎందుకు నేర్పిస్తుంది మనకు? He said, నేను అడిగితే ఎవరన్నా నేర్పించాల్సిందే. So he went. He stood in front of her for the first time after 2 months. Hi Harshita, what is your name? She looked at us like we were the cheapest guys in the entire planet. And he said, I am sorry, what is your nickname? My name is Avinash, you can call me Avi. And she said, what do you want? English lo. He was like, నాకు డ్రాయింగ్ వచ్చు కానీ బయటికి రావట్లేదు. నీకు బయటికి వస్తుంది అది, సో నేర్పించు. She said no. And then he said, please. She said no. And then we asked, what is the problem? She said, I have to go home by 4 o'clock. My mom will get angry. And we both said, our parents will decide whether we are born to them or not based on whether we pass in this exam. In front of that, your mom's anger is nothing, please teach us. She said no. So we were royally insulted. In between, internal exam happened. Exam not a problem, results problem. Our lecturer announced the result on stage. And he called Harshita, 49 on 50. Avasarama? Then he called Sai, 9 on 50. Then he called Avinash, 4 on 50. Enough, I am happy. I went to my house. My father asked, what are your engineering performances? I said, I scored double than Avinash. He asked, who is Avinash? You remember that counseling guy and all? Oh, he seemed like an intelligent boy. In between, because the computer was bought, remember we buy computers to play games. Whenever my dad was walking in, I used to minimize the game. So every time he walked in, I was seeing desktop screen. So he asked, what is that you look at desktop every time? So I said, deep research thoughts come. And in order to do something, we went and joined C and C++ coaching center. Okay, so we learned C and C++ programming. In our college, they made an extraordinary attempt to not teach that subject. Okay, whatever we were confused on, we got confused further. So the theory was taught first, then lab was taught. So somewhere in December, when we were the certified item boys in the class, nobody wanted to talk to us because we had no izzat. Okay, again we were made to sit in the order of roll numbers and we were asked to do program. We had already learnt it and my friend lecturer came in and said, do addition program. And my friend said, sir, what is addition? I will do matrix multiplication. And we started tuck, 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 F9, success. I typed tuck, 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 F9, success. We looked at the girl, tuck, 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 F9, 24 errors, 49 warnings. My friend said, "Arey, manam drawing pass." That evening, she came to us and said, "Hi." My friend said, "I have to go home by 4 o'clock." Okay. I learned the first lesson of my life there. First lesson. Unless you can build value for someone, not even a dog on the street is going to care for you. That's it. That's the first and foremost lesson. Unless you build value, అవతల వాళ్ళకి ఏమైనా యూజ్ అవుతేనే మీరు అయ్యా వీళ్ళు నన్ను యూజ్ చేసుకుంటున్నారు అన్కండిషనల్గా లవ్ చేయాలి. దట్ అండ్ ఆల్ ఈస్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు హ్యాపెన్ ఇన్ దిస్ లైఫ్ అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ లైఫ్. Okay, unless you are going to build some value to other people and more importantly to society, even a dog on the street is not going to respect you. That was the first lesson. So she taught us drawing, we taught her programming. Towards the end of first year, I hope I have time. Yeah. Towards the end of first year, we had freshers party. Now freshers party is not like management fresher where they give one samosa, one Sprite, say how great college is. This is the actual fresher party. Okay, in Taj Krishna. Okay, we were like, so we fought with our parents, took 1,000 rupees. We did that stuff and then we went into the party. That day, I learned two very important lessons of my life and you'll get to know of this. The seniors introduced a round called proposal round. Proposal, all of you who went to freshers should know, yeah. Proposal round, where every guy has to mandatorily propose to a girl. As soon as that round was announced, me and my friend started laughing. Why? Because we were certified item. Who is going to accept us? So we were supposed to take a rose, get on stage, tell a poem, and if the girl accepts, then we get to dance with her. Otherwise, if she does not accept, 4 years in college, your izzat gone. That was how it worked. So when that round was announced, I was shocked. My friend was like shocked. So we went to the senior and said, "Anna, such things are not good for our culture. Please avoid it." And the senior said, "Shut up and sit." And then I said, "Anna, 34 boys, 18 girls, the ratio does not match. You have to do something about it." He said, "Shut up and sit." So when we were sitting, we did not know what to do. I was becoming very tense and then my friend said, "Idea." He said, "Go and propose to the most beautiful girl in the class." I was like, "Dude, nikemana tikka? Why will she accept?" He said, "That's the point. When you take a risk, take maximum risk. When you take a risk, when you take a risk, take maximum risk. If it works, if it does not work, it was never expected to work, remember. God forbid it works. Jil jil jiga only." Second lesson of my learned, unless you build value, nobody is going to care. To build value, you have to take risks. If you take a risk, take a maximum risk. So but never trust a friend. So I asked him, if I propose to the most beautiful girl in the class, what about you? He said, "Nuvu mana class chusko, nenu mana seniors chuskunta." So we got on stage. By the way, you can go and inquire in CBIT. This was a true incident. Everything I talk is the truth. We got on stage. I have to go ahead and tell a poem. Took the rose, tell a poem. Got on stage, called the girl, and I said, "This rose is cut from a tree." Now we are not Shah Rukh Khan and all. We can't say "Jab tak hai jaan, jab tak hai jaan, jab tak hai jaan." We can only say poems like that stuff. This rose is cut from a tree. It is about to die. Its last wish is to be with you. So not for my sake, rose's sake, take it. And she took it. My friend was shocked. He got on stage, he said, "Chuppa Rustamga." Within 2 minutes, I learnt the third lesson of my life. He got on stage. He called the senior and he took the rose and he said this rose is also cut from a tree. It is also about to die. But its last wish is not to be with her. It is to be with you. So for rose's sake, take it. She did not take it. Remember, what works for someone will not work for you. Just because your seniors did GATE, just because your seniors did CAT, GRE, did this, did that, or your father is asking, just because, forget friends, just because your father worked on a government job for 30 years does not mean you would have to work. The ultimate goal is to try and build value for the society. How you build value for the society is happening or must happen through education. So that day we had that lesson, we came back. So that day we came back and then we started preparing for our externals. In 2002, there was a historic question paper that came for Osmania University. This was for C++ programming. Go back and check it. It was a historic question paper because nobody understood what was given. 46 members of our class failed that subject. 17 members of our class passed. 2 people's names were on the top of the list. And when we saw, it was my name and my friend's name. You all have an itch to clap. Torture starts now. Because we went into second year, as suddenly we were like, we have newfound izzat. People are talking. They are coming and asking doubts. And my friend is like, "I will hold tutoring sessions for you." We took classes for our own friends who failed in the exam. And juniors who walked in, we said, in the college they will teach you in such a way that you will fail. You make a choice. Okay. And then they came in, we trained them also. Now, second year, our HOD was terrorist. He speaks only in alphabets. Okay, so we did not know how to deal with such a person. Okay, everything has to be rules, everything has to be procedures, everything has to be administration. We too were free birds. So third year, we suffered through the second year. Third year, a critical point came in our life where we had to make a decision on what to do next in our career. But third year is also the place where you go to long tour. Long tour. So our class decided we will go to long tour. Where? Long tour means tour means India. Long means north. Long tour means North India. So we had to take the permission of the HOD. So we walked into the HOD's room and he said, "Sir, may I come in, sir?" He didn't say anything. "Sir, may I come in, sir?" "Sir, we have to go to long tour." Along with my friend I asked, "Sir, we have to go to long tour." He said, "Go." "Sir, we need your permission." "Where are you going?" "My friend." "Sir, Agra." "What is there in Agra?" The first person in humanity to ask, what is there in Agra? My friend said, "Sir, Vijay Electrical." At which point the HOD got upset and he said, "No need to go Agra and all, sir, we'll go to Ramagundam." Sir, what is there in Ramagundam? NTPC. So we were disappointed, we were going out and he said stop. And he was like, yes sir, we'll go in college bus. I was like, okay sir. Then we were going out, he said stop, yes sir, I am also coming. Okay. Next day morning 4 o'clock, Mehdipatnam bus started. Me and my friend got into the bus. My friend got a Walkman, forgot batteries. And then he did an analytics on where the HOD won't sit. He went and sat at the last. I went and sat at the last. HOD came and sat at the last. Bus started. Rain came. Sunshine came. Rainbow also came. Ramagundam did not come. Our lecturer asked, what do you want to do in life? We were like, sir, IAS, IPS, లాంటిది కాకుండా ఒక సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ జాబ్ తెచ్చుకుంటే ఇందుకేనా ఇంజనీరింగ్ చదివింది. He started the Gita. Okay, now I have a problem with, okay, no offense to anyone, I have a slight problem with Gita which was later rectified. Primarily because in our country, the major problem is disability is associated with karma. Okay, if you are born disabled means they will say it is karma. Okay, you have done bad things in previous life, therefore you are disabled in this life. Now because of which in engineering itself I started reading the Bhagavad Gita and I tried to figure out what is Krishna's logic in saying it. And actually this is what Krishna had to say, and before that I would have to go ahead and give you all 4 simple definitions. Everyone, regardless of anything, are going into engineering or any other course for the simple fact that they want to earn livelihood. Forget money, I am not even telling money. I am not telling you all should be greedy. But you must have enough livelihood for your house so that your parents can be peaceful and satisfied in the last years of their life. So for that livelihood, if you are earning money, the definition of that money is, money represents the value of something that you build. Money represents the value of something that you build. Value is what? The positive or negative change that you can bring to people's life. Value is positive or negative change. People can build value at Ramakrishna Math. It can create a positive change or a negative change, we don't know. Impact is the number of people who have accepted that change. The third definition, impact, is the number of people who have accepted that change. Fourth one is recognition, wherein people say, yes, this guy can bring value and impact. Yes, this guy can bring value and impact. Look at the 4 definitions. Number 1, money. Money represents the value of something. Value is the positive or negative change you can bring to life. Impact is the actual change that comes into person's life. Recognition is people telling, yes, this guy can build value or impact. Now this is not defined by me. This is what Lord Krishna defined. So you don't argue with me on this. I will tell Lord Krishna will get angry. Because Lord Krishna said this. Look at this, an interesting quote. If you do bad things in life, you will suffer. You will suffer. You will definitely suffer in this life or next. If you do good things in life, don't expect results. Mind blown my concept was. I read that page again. If you do bad things in life, you will suffer, definitely. But if you do good things in life, do not expect result. And when I read that and it didn't make sense, I kept reading it until at one point it struck me that, look at this. When you build a positive value, people may or may not accept that as value. Got it? We might teach a lot of good things here, but it might either go into your brain, stay with your life, or you might forget right after going out of this room. What we can do at this center is build positive value. Positive value may or may not have impact. You build negative value, meaning that you teach people the wrong things, people will inevitably come back and make you pay for it. That is what Lord Krishna said. You do bad karma, you will suffer. Because you are reducing the net value of the society, they will go ahead and get angry and then they will make you suffer for it. So this Gyan happened just before engineering. So when my HOD was asking all these questions, I was getting very upset, and then Ramagundam came. And then we had to walk 3 kilometers to get inside NTPC. In my entire life, I had not walked 3 kilometers. That is physical abuse for me. Then they made me climb 10 floors of chimney. So I climbed 10 floors of chimney. By that I was practically dead. Then he said, look from the top. I looked from the top. He said, that is how coal becomes ash. And my friend was angry. He said, Era, ఈ బొగ్గు హైదరాబాద్లో అంట పెడితే అంటుకోదా? ఈ మాత్రం దానికి 300 మందిని బస్ చేసుకొని ఇంత దూరం వచ్చి బ్యాజులు గుర్తించి చిమ్నీ ఎక్కించి బొగ్గెట్లా మండుతుందో చూపెట్టాలా? The Saraswati of our class took out digital camera and said, chatak. We were like, dude. At which point, remember, she is the reason you all pass engineering. Remember, she is the fundamental reason you pass it. She will, just before exam, she will tell in 20 minutes what the entire lecturer said in entire semester. Okay. And my friend was ultimate top. We used to Xerox all the notes of her. Xerox. Just before exam, Xerox. Medipatnam guy knows syllabus. We used to Xerox the notes and my friend went to this girl and said, "Nu koncham chinnaga rai. Xerox ki page le ekku ayipothunnayi." We came back. I was upset. I was dead practically after the NTPC. And in the bus, the lecturer said, "Next week we will go to Nagarjun Sagar." My friend said, "Sir, no need. You will take us all the way to Nagarjun Sagar. You will say this is how water becomes vapor." And it was a significant observation because in a speech before where the Honorable ISRO Chairman said, whatever you learn in terms of skill or theory, know how it can be practiced. How it can be practiced. And unfortunately in the system of our country, we do not have a measure wherein what we learn can be converted into practice. There is a generation of people who are learning hell a lot of theory without even knowing how to put it into practice. That is a curse that we will have to live with. That is a curse we will have to live with. Like just one of the greatest characters in Mahabharata, Karna, who was cursed with all the, he had all the knowledge, and then his guru cursed him and said, in the most critical moment of your life, whatever you learned will not come to use. That is the precise thing that is happening to our generation, where we are learning a lot of things, but at the precise moment where we sit for placements or we want to get a job, nothing comes into our brain. That takes us to the last part of the talk, wherein one fine day, my friend came back and he said, "Sai, from today onwards, we talk English." And then he stopped talking. For 4 years, I was trying to find a way on how to make him stop talking. And then I asked, what happened? And he said, 1 minute break. Arey, placements వస్తున్నాయి, మనం తెలుగు ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడాలంట, ఇంగ్లీష్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తేనే వస్తుందంట, సో we will talk, from today onwards we talk English. In our college, placement happened in 2 types. Every year, whatever is the senior's resume, as it is, we Xerox. As it is, including career objective, burning desire to passionately change the world in high-end technology and all that. Sometimes my friend Xerox the senior name also. Hey, and పేరు కాదురా, that's okay. Last name anko. Okay. The entire college had one hobby. Entire college had one hobby. Listening to music. Listening to music. So that year when the placements happened, Infosys came to our college first. And in the second floor, interviews were happening. In the first floor, we were all very, very, very nervous. And as soon as the interview was over for one guy, he came down. He came down and he looked beaten. He looked beaten. We asked him, "Emaindra?" And he said, "HR hobbies gurinchi adigindu." "Nee hobby endi?" "Listening to music." "Adi manam mottam college hobby kada, problem endi?" He said, when I said listening to music, he asked, "MS Subbalakshmi, 3rd Raga, 4th Kirtana, Adi Tala, do you know?" My friend Subbalakshmi did MS also. We ran to the college department, changed the hobby then and there. Listening to A.R. Rahman music, Mani Ratnam direction, 1990 to 2000. The HR was shocked. Endi? And then we said, sir, if I like two movies, Roja, Bombay. He asked why? Sir, if we like something one time, we like it all life. Now we like your company, we will go ahead and like you all life. That fellow believed us. He gave us the job. And that is how we act. That was the part one of the story of what happened in my life. There was a completely different segment to it. There was a friend who always saw the other perspective to things. What made me sad actually made him laugh. Okay. And what made him laugh made me feel that the problem is solvable. So sometimes a friend, I was thankful that I had a friend who had a different attitude than me. If I did not have that friend, I do not know what would have happened to my life. But I know for sure that if I can cultivate that attitude within myself, no matter what the problem is, sooner or later you will take the risk, you will take maximum risk, you will take unique risks, build value, and hopefully when you stretch out a rose to someone someday, she will accept. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
So we have now heard a very, very interesting self-portrait. He drew his own picture with all the plus and minus and said how one thing made him successful with all the problems, that is called value. And the other point, Sri Sai Prasad was telling us, speak truth. When you start speaking truth, you grow strong and become capable of executing whatever is needed for the development of the life. I sincerely thank Sri Sai Prasad Vishwanathan for the excellent way in which he indirectly motivated you to feel strong, to live in value, and to achieve higher goals that touches even Himalayas. Please remember. Now,
I graduated as the gold medalist of my college. That talks more about our system and how corrections happen. My handwriting improved, remember. But this is what actually happened. After I got the gold medalist, I told my father that, Nana, I want to go abroad and study for MS. And when I told him that first, he started to laugh. I told him, Nana, I am serious. Then he got serious. Therefore, I started to laugh. I went to my mom and said, Amma, I want to go and study abroad. And she started crying. నన్ను వదిలేసి వెళ్ళిపోతావా, ఇందుకేనా పెంచింది, అసలు ఉండగలుగుతావా? I was like, okay. So I joined Infosys. One of those few decisions in life where I didn't take the risk. And then within the first week, the manager scolded me, saying, how could you not do this properly? And you are a gold medalist, how can you not do this properly? Now in 4 years of my college, after the first year we were Mahabhutu. After the 3 years, we had full izzat. We graduated as a gold medalist of the college. Suddenly someone scolding and all, you feel hurt. And if they are scolding for 10,000 rupees salary, you get hurt even more. I'm like, dude, at least pay me more if you are scolding. So then I decided, and one fine day I told him, sir, this project is not related to my skills. Please give me the opportunity in another project. And he said, you have to work in this company for 30 years. So in 30 years, 2 months of time is not a big problem. In 1 minute, flashlight came. 30 years in this company, yeah. I went to my father that night and I asked, Nana, how did you work for railways for 30 years? He told the Krishna principle, do your work, don't expect results. This is the precise principle that is coming back again and again in our life, every time. And I never ever believed it. Look at this. I never ever believed it. Because I was, in fact, whether you all know or not, the same Bhagavad Gita which talks of karma also talks of life being composed of 5 elements, which is sky, earth, water, air, fire. And it is said in the Gita that only a person who is completely abled can experience all the 5 elements. When I read that, that was like a abacha moment. Okay, and I decided I will experience all the 5 elements, somehow at least. So for sky, we started skydiving. We took a flight, we went all the way to 14,000 feet and jumped. Some people asked, were you not scared? Yes, I was scared. Okay, but I was scared of multiple other things in life. This is much less a problem. When you have to go to your father and talk about your dream, that is much less scary than jumping out of a plane. That's just 2 minutes jump. For Earth, we went to the oldest place on the planet called Grand Canyon, where we lived for 7 days. The soil in that is about 1 million years old. For water, at the intersection of the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean, we took a swimming course. At the Pacific and the Atlantic, wherever they intersected, we took a ship, went all the way. Remember, this was a guy who, when he got an admission into CBIT, his father said there is no money to pay the rent. No money to pay the rent. And I went all the way, took a ship, went all the way along with my friend to Antarctica, and somewhere in between on Shivaratri day, at the intersection, took a plunge. Then in the media, we started to kind of raise awareness saying that if a person with disability can experience all the 5 elements, it is not karma that is making me experience, it is infrastructure access that is making the whole problem. Now, before all this happened, there was one small event that changed my life forever. And this event happened in my college. So I wanted to go to MS. There was no money left, but I did not tell my father. I sent a resignation letter to Infosys and I said I am quitting. I told my manager I am resigning. Then I took my GRE, took TOEFL, and I applied to 6 universities including Stanford. I got admission into all the 6 universities. Even my friend got admission into all the 6 universities. We scored 1470 on 1600, but not even a single college gave us a scholarship. So that was the major problem. Now we did not know what to do. Our parents did not know we have resigned. And this was the most beautiful moment. At which point my friend said idea. And I was like, dude, what? I said, let us go to all the NGOs in the city. Evaro okar help jayek pora. We went to every NGO in the city, every NGO, you name it, I know it. Every NGO asking for money, literally begging for money. Not even one person gave us anything. Then we stood outside Hindu office for 8 hours. 8 hours, morning 10 o'clock we went, till 6 o'clock we waited for a reporter to come out. Finally a reporter came out and we asked him, sir, I got an admission into Stanford. Can you please write an article on us so that we can raise money? He said, everyone gets an admission into Stanford. I was like, dude, this is not Stanford Public School. This is Stanford University. And my friend got very angry, but he kept his calm. And he said this, sir, yes, everybody gets an admit, but this guy is disabled. Still he got admit. At that point, it was like, Amma, Talli. Okay. I was very upset at the way he was using my disability to get the article, but the reporter agreed. Oh, you are disabled? Let me write an article. Next day morning in Hindu paper, go back and check on Google. One nice article came, physically challenged, mentally tough. When I woke up, there was a huge fight at home, huge fight happening at home. And I was like, what is happening? My dad had read the article. Remember, they don't know that I got the admit. Okay, and in that article, my dad's salary was mentioned. And old villain asked my mom that day, okay, me husband salary intena. Father's ego got hurt. Fight was happening severely. And I woke up to that. At which point you want to give up? At which point you want to give up? My friend called thankfully at that point and he said, Sai, idea. And I was like, what? Manaku double iche place, okay, oka place. And I asked him what? We want to get educated, Sai. We did not do anything wrong. All we want to do is study. లెట్ us గో బ్యాక్ టు ద ప్లేస్ వేర్ వీ స్టడీడ్. ఎక్కడైతే మనం విద్య తీసుకున్నామో అక్కడికే వెళ్దాము. సో దట్ డే వీ వెంట్ టు CBIT అగైన్ అండ్ ద ఫస్ట్ ప్లేస్మెంట్స్ ఈచ్ ఆఫ్ యూ విల్ బీ చార్జ్డ్ 3,000 rupees. 3,000 rupees. Next day morning we were waiting how many people will turn up. Out of 700 people, 740 people turned up. They brought people from other colleges. And the first money I made was the 21.5 lakh rupees that I made that day. We had the money to go abroad right now. But just when I took that money, my HOD came and he said, కాలేజ్కి ఇవ్వాలి కానీ తీసుకోవద్దమ్మా అని చెప్పారన్నమాట. సార్ ఏదో ఒక రోజు వచ్చి తిరిగిస్తాను. ఫినిష్డ్ మై MS, దెన్ కేమ్ బ్యాక్ టు ద కంట్రీ, డిడ్ ద సేమ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అగైన్ ఇన్ మై కాలేజ్, ఇన్ 2 other colleges. I must have done it. Some of you all must have already seen me in some of the events in your colleges if you haven't already. And whatever money we raised in that, we started giving back to people as a scholarship. That was the origin of the venture called Sahasra. But at this point I have to tell you that those 3 days when I was actually presenting, at one point people were not reacting. మేము ఏం చెప్పినా కానీ ఏంటి వీడి ఉద్దేశం ఏంటి అలాగే చూస్తారన్నమాట. వీడికి ఏం కావాలి, వీడు ఎందుకు నాకు హెల్ప్ చేస్తున్నాడు. At which point I told myself one principle line. I said, do your work, don't expect results, it will turn up. Do the service to the society that matters, build value, take the risk, and sooner or later you will succeed. Thank you.